Yo, welcome back YouTube. My name's Zeegers and today we're talking about all things Season 2. Or is it 1.5? Either way, the season is called Ignition. There's a few standout things to mention for this season, like some new guns, some quality of life improvements. However, it does come with some changes that I'm a bit sad about, like some range adjustments for the ARs, and friendly fire grenade changes that I'm a bit skeptical is the right direction for the game. Either way, lots to talk about, so let's get into it. Let's start with the Battle Pass. In Season 1.5, it will roughly cost you about $5 USD for the Advanced Battle Pass, around $15 USD for the Premium Battle Pass. You can buy additional levels for about $1.50 per level, and it still seems to be limited to about 120k contribution per week for the Battle Pass. There are also cross-season rewards. Every 10 levels, you will receive a reward at the start of next season. It says here, big sick rewards like a single pack of red painkiller pills. Get fucked nerd, eat pretzels. Next up, the store. I couldn't see if you could still purchase coin. There was a coin exchange section, wasn't able to access it. Some of the store was blocked off for certain access during the playtest. You could only see the elite privilege bundles. Speaking of elite privileges, they've been completely redone. For 500 bonds or $5, you get the basic elite privilege, which includes the gray exclusive label, 400 market weekly listings, 10 simultaneous market listings, and a 2x2 bulletproof case. For the premium elite privilege case, it got buffed quite a bit. You receive a gold exclusive label for your banner, an extra stash tab, 600 plus market weekly listings, a 3x2 composite case, 20 simultaneous market listings, and the 5x3 keychain. You get all of this for around 1,000 bonds or $10. Lots of new skins coming up. As per some of the sneak peek trailers, they mentioned you will be able to purchase the skins directly, as well as have a bundle option going forward for these. This is a great change, as I'm a big fan of buying something directly rather than leaving it to chance. Something else I came across that made using these quite easy is they're accessible right from your storage. Once you equip something, you can just drop down a sub-menu on the equipped item to assign a skin right there on the tooltip. Now there's quite a few changes in the events section here, so we'll leave that towards the end of the video to get to some of the smaller stuff out of the way. Onto the character screens and ranks. Mostly the same, some formatting adjustments in the actual character screen, but most notably in the rank section, there is an entirely new rank. The physical look of the ranks have been changed too. There is a new rank, Hero, and they've slotted it after Ace, but before Legend. On the conversation of ranks, it does seem that the player AI bots that were once Rookie 3 rank were randomized, as I came across quite a few players with a variety of ranks that I could not see an account when I looked up their name. New rewards for ranking as well. Still includes all your cases per week and seasonal redemptions, some new banners, badges, and trinkets, as well as a retro MP5 skin for unlocking at Ace 5. Here's some details on how you can obtain rank for Season Ignition. I wanted to touch on the create a team function because it's changed this season slightly. When creating a team, you have the ability to have your party visible to others, both friends and public. You also get a team code option to give to whoever you'd like, and that will automatically put them in your party when they enter it into the bottom right team menu. This comes handy if you're playing with people that aren't on your friends list. You can also change something in the privacy settings to allow or block friend and stranger party invites. On to missions. Avita still has the previous season barters for both storage unlocks and the keychain if you wish to go for it. If you complete Avita's mission Afraid to Look Back, it still includes the 150 storage tab, just like the previous seasons. However, I noticed there's another milestone reward for completing 20 normal missions. You will get an extra 150 storage tab. I'm not sure if this is a permanent reward or just for the season, but I would assume it would be permanent once you completed it, just like the previous ones from Avita. There's also a bonus in the seasonal missions that if you complete 43 missions total, you'll get a reward for a basic elite trial card for 30 days, which is a 2x2 case. A couple of improvements to the map section of the game. Each map will now detail a small icon on the POI locations. where there are free safes and rooms that require key access. These tooltips will also indicate which key is required for the access to these rooms and safes. Be aware though, this information was only available outside of a match. Once you were in a match, you did not have access to these tooltips. There are a variety of environmental details that are different, like certain windows being boarded up in Farm, for example. So be sure to look out for these. There are a couple of new free safes to be aware of as well. One in Valleys in the Rose Farm Shack, and another on Farm on the bus between Loading and Villa House. There is a new 10-second extract in TV in Backstage 1 by the news sets, and 2 in Armory. However, I don't know where that is in Armory. You'll have to look out for those. I still do not have confirmation on the exact player count per map. There was fairly accurate data at one point, but they've made a few adjustments on them and I'm not 100% sure. So if you think you know, drop a line in the comments. And of course, the big one, a brand new map, Northridge. This particular map is absolutely massive. It spans north to south about 855 meters and west to east about 1,350 meters. There's quite a bit to talk about in Northridge, so we made a second video that you'll find in the description below this video very shortly. A couple of storage adjustments. When you finish a raid, your health is restored automatically after each match. Simple QOL, but nice nonetheless, as it was kind of tedious to do every raid. Also, when you go to repair your armor, there is a more detailed breakdown of the repair values and costs. The Gunsmith has some big improvements. They added a new feature that allows you to share a code for your gun build. Makes sharing around your favorite builds a breeze, and I'm happy to see that they added it, as I believe it was long overdue. Something else they added is the ability to jump right into the shooting range right from the Gunsmith menu. Also, when looking through the attachments for a gun, you will see a green check mark now if you have the attachment. In total, there are 6 new guns and over 120 new attachments. My favorite 2 out of the bunch were probably the AK-12 and the 5.7 pistol. I found that the AK-12 had amazing recoil as long as you weren't side strafing. If you side strafe, the gun bobs quite a bit, so be careful for that. The 5.7 had amazing ergo, and it packed a pretty good punch even at the 190 round. A trained assassin comes to Kimona in the new map. Ooh. Nice. I will say, I do think with the current structure of guns and ammo, I believe the SVTU with a red dot will be pretty nasty. There are a variety of gun adjustments. I won't name them all, but a few to mention are the H416 received a 50 RPM increase. One of the larger changes is there has been a massive reduction on effective range for all assault rifles, which will reduce the damage output of the gun once you reach a certain distance. Here are some reference examples. AEK goes from 84 to 59 on the effective range, horizontal recoil from 39 to 44, and the ergo from 57 to 42. HK extended barrel goes from 103 range to 52. The M110 from 104 to 80, the SVDS from 114 to 83, and the VSS absolutely gutted, going from 62 to 23 on effective range. The VSS really stood out to me because it is now officially lower than the effective range of a Deagle. LOL. As for the contacts, I'm sure there are some new barters. I didn't happen to cross-reference them all, and I'm not too familiar with them off the top of my head, so definitely look into seeing what opportunities are here when Season Ignition launches. Why does Evita say offline? My god, Evita's gone. Guys, who stole Evita? So obviously some of the big new items are all of the guns and attachments from the Gunsmith portion of the video, but there is quite a few more things to bring up. There is a new T4 IND snow helm and 3 new armored chest rigs. An AL Assault, an AL Tactical, and an AL Commander. The standout armor rig for me was the AL Assault, as it was a 3x3 T6 armored chest rig, which seems pretty nutty if you need to use it as a stack as well. There is now also transparency in the marketplace. There is a detailed breakdown of your management fee, which is the cost for listing an item, and your handling fee, which is the fee they take when they sell an item. There is an official introduction to the found in raid items. Few to note is the universal key card and 2 new hybrid stims. One that provides endurance and strength, and another one that provides sedation, also known as painkiller, as well as a regen function. These, when used, will last the entire match until you die or extract. You must use these items in the same raid they are found, as they will disappear if you try to extract with them on you. These seem to drop in all typical modes and events, the drop rate seemingly higher in the Secure Ops event. There are also 4 new bosses with a variety of equipment and guns, and with that, new boss tokens. Didn't come across any use for them, but perhaps faction ammo or storage containers or some sort of barter down the road. Few adjustments in the settings window. There is a scope performance setting. I found I needed mine on quality, as performance and balancing were giving me heavy lighting fluctuations and pixelization. In addition to that, there are a variety of additional settings and hyperlink categories for keybinds at the top of the controls menu. Image options were still capped at low and high settings. All DLSS setting options seem to be the same, and the game ran fairly well for me throughout the playtest, with the exception of some dense POIs such as the hotel in Northridge. In the privacy setting menu, they have also added a streamer mode which makes your name to be player XXX. 4 new events are coming up in Season 2, Team Deathmatch, Team Elimination, Secure Ops, and Solo Ops. In Team Deathmatch, it is a 4v4 battle that allows for instant player respawns when killed. The first team to 50 wins. Team Elimination is a 4v4 turn-based strategy mode. Victory per round is achieved by killing the entirety of your opponent's squad. First to 4 rounds win. Secure Ops is a mode built around no gear loss. What this means is everything that you have equipped on your character, like helm, chest armor, gun, etc., will not be lost on death. However, you will lose any meds, utility, mags, and so forth, with the exclusion of your safe case. If you extract successfully, you will be rewarded a portion of your loot value as coin that will be sent to your in-game mail right after the match concludes. And the solo event. Although I would rather have seen a duo mode, this is a great step in the right direction for people that don't always have a full squad to play with. It is an event, so I expect to see some sort of map rotation involved. In this past playtest, it was available for Northridge, and I did find it to feel a bit of a barren wasteland. I do believe this will have custom player counts to offset this, so I'm sure we will see some sort of constant adjustments in terms of player count. Another great change is the value cap on normal. It is now 300k. This means you can't bring in more than 300k equipment value, and gone are the days of dealing with nerds coming in normal with T6 and thermals. However, in the playtest, there was an ability to work around this by putting stuff in your bags or chest rig and not actually equipping them. I'm assuming this is a bug. It's been reported as such, and we'll have to see if that carries over into the live launch of Season 2 Ignition. Lastly, Covert Ops is now called Imposter. Okay, on to the gameplay, UI, and quality of life portion of the video. This has quite a bit of info in it, so buckle up. One of the settings that I heard about and was super excited to check out was the kill cam post-match. However, when I looked for it in this playtest, I did not see this, so perhaps it was a rumor. I'm not really sure, but I hope they bring it in. The speed at which you search for items, as well as the packing and unpacking of magazines, has been drastically increased. Dude, like that unpack, like listen to this unpack. Like that unpack is way faster, dudes. And packing. Like, look at that. That packing is about the speed of the unpack before. Magazines will no longer drop if you don't have the space in your chest rig. It also prioritizes the magazine with the most ammo in your chest rig. There's also an auto rotate now for when you're playing Tetris in your bags. I wasn't a big fan of this setting, and I hope that they add the ability to at least toggle it on or off. There are also new grenade sounds. The GHO and the MK2 sounds different when exploding inside. M67 was also giving a hit feedback on dead bodies, but I assume this is a bug, so just be wary of that. There is now also the map remaining time in the top right when you're in your inventory in a match. They've also added a fast pistol draw when swapping from your primary gun. This will be quicker than reloading or swapping to your primary weapon, so be sure to use it accordingly. And for anybody that knows what this is, but the door boost was removed from what I could tell. They've added a red item inspect, which automatically triggered upon picking up a red, or by right-clicking the red item itself. You can do it again manually. They've also added a tracer effect to the M80, M62, and M61 type ammo. And another change that I'm super hyped about is the ADS mechanical bug. Previously, if you had ADS bound to hold, and you tried to ADS when your gun butted up against a wall or something, it wouldn't trigger the ADS when you moved away. You would have to let go of the ADS and engage your ADS hotkey again. Now it will engage your ADS as soon as the action becomes available. Big thank you to the devs for this one. It has drove me nuts since day one. I'm not sure if this was just a playtest thing, but there is better visibility on the items to pick up. All interactables had a prominent glowing white outline. Higher caliber guns like the AEK have had their recoil increased on about the first 1 to 8 shots, it seems. The foul recoil has been improved. Also, walking through trees and bushes slow you down more than ever before. The sprint speed, walk speed. Oh, look at that. You can now swap an item in your bag or storage that are of equal size. A grenade swap into a painkiller or a 1x2 item will swap with another 1x2 item as well. No more needing to drop items to make the adjustments if you lacked space in your bags. Weather effect improvements. Water droplets on the mask actually go away when you go inside from the rain. It doesn't take an absurd amount of time anymore to go away. Overall, menu navigation felt more responsive. However, I'm not sure if that's just because it was the playtest server or if that'll carry over into live launch. And lastly, a really big one that I'm not a fan of. They've reduced the friendly fire damage on grenades. Mollies were literally damaging teammates for around 1 damage ticks, and grenade damage were reduced drastically. You weren't able to actually kill your teammate with a grenade either. It would stop damaging your teammate when they got low. And I truly think this is a horrendous change that will be omega abused, and I hope to see this reverted ASAP. Now on to my final thoughts and the pros and cons of Season 2. Some have already been mentioned in the video as we discuss them, but I'm truly curious if the player base is large enough to sustain all of these new modes. Obviously, games go through their cycle of player counts, but when you factor in all the events, all of the difficulty modes, combined with the current and future pool of maps, is this why we're seeing the player AI bots? Granted, we haven't received Steam release yet, but it still seems like we're spreading the player base thin here. I'm hoping to see the Steam release latest next season, but who knows. There's also been a hideout confirmed for sometime mid to late summer, I think July I heard. I think we'll add a huge content layer for this game without spreading the player base thin. We need more things like this. I'm also concerned about how most guns are going to feel because of the effective range nerfs, especially the ARs. I feel they're pushing the DMR meta in the game, and it's going to feel weird on a lot of maps. I'd love to see thermals have another round of conversation, perhaps have their own exclusive event queue. That way open maps in the regular rotation become much more fun and engaging again. I'm happy to see a normal value cap of 300k, but I'd like to see the devs go one step further and increase the entry to lockdown to around 300k. You could also take a step further and do this for Forbidden and increase the entry cost to say 500k. In my opinion, the risk reward for the difficulty modes really make no sense at all, and the game is punishing to most for actually spending coin on gear. With the current strength of red ammo, this really compounds the risk-reward issue. I'd also love to see some mechanical adjustments still, like rebind option for free look camera. As mentioned earlier, I'd also love an option to toggle on and off the auto rotate, as I was not a fan of it at all. I'd also love to see quick kits get a bit of an adjustment. I truly believe it's best if they move the basic set for normals, advanced set for lockdown, and premium set for forbidden. Current values of these kits don't make sense and they need to be reconsidered. And lastly, with no seasonal resets in Arena Breakout, I would love to see some sort of prestige option each season that would include a special seasonal cosmetic, and in order to obtain it, you would have to wipe your account wealth to 0. I think this would give a fun grind to the people that play a lot and keep the overall coin supply in check just a tiny bit. So what do you think? Season 2 Ignition is around the corner, or 1.5 I should say. What are your thoughts? Did you like the video? Did we miss something? Let us know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you on the battlefield. Give me some streamer bennies. Till then, see ya. All right, toodaloo. And killed. Wait 10 seconds for the bust. Least realistic thing in this game.